Hi, I'm Kyle Granfield. I'm the principal at the Quinn Elementary School. I'm here with some students that are going to be participating in the Special Olympics tomorrow, representing Quinn. I'm very excited for this. Mr. Capello, who works here at Quinn, puts on the Special Olympics and has many neighboring towns that all come. My favorite part of the Special Olympics is the opening ceremonies and watching all of our students as well as students from the local towns come out and walk around, and we're fortunate enough to have one of our students actually do the national anthem. So we're looking forward to that, and in a moment we're going to introduce our a few of our participants that will be there tomorrow, and then they will talk about over the past years what their favorite events are as well as what they're most looking forward to for tomorrow.
Hi, it's Hayden. Doctor, I'm first grade. Dr. Hodos.
My name is Gracie Barreto, and I'm in 4th grade. This is Hayden, my sister.
Hi, my name is Makaya Barrow, and I'm in 4th grade, and Hayden's my friend.
Hi, I'm Preston Robinson in 4th grade.
Hey, my name is Copen Daka, and I'm in 4th grade.
So as I mentioned before, my favorite thing that I'm most looking forward to is the opening ceremonies. Could you talk about how many years you've been participating in the Special Olympics, if you know, and what you're most looking forward to for tomorrow?
I'm Berta. Ravitos. Hodos.
That'll be fun.
Okay. I've been doing the Special Olympics for 4 years, and my favorite event is the obstacle course in the race.
This is my first year at Special Olympics, and I'm looking forward to the gymnastics.
I'm in the 4th grade, and I'm excited to go on the obstacle course.
The obstacle course.
So after all the events are done tomorrow, my understanding is that you have some pizza, that there's a DJ that comes in for a dance party, and then you're provided and getting different awards at the end of the day. How does that make you feel when you get the award and the medal kind of put around your neck?
I feel this. My medal is happy.
It makes me feel proud and honored.
Excited and honored.
Excited and honored.
Excited and honored.
Hi, my name is MAUREEN DORSEY. I'm the math coach at the DEMELLO school in Dartmouth, and here to talk to you about our math night we held recently on May 2nd, a Thursday night. We had about 250 students and family members come to school to have a good time doing math activities. And I think a good time was had by all, as you can see by a lot of the pictures. At the DEMELLO school, we have a math committee that tries to plan events for the kids and the families around math. We want to make sure that they realize that math is everywhere in everyday life, and also that math is not a punishment. Now, back in the old days, when you were naughty and you got recess taken away, you had to do math. But we like to promote it as something that's a fun activity and a great subject to study. So we have a math committee here at school. The math night was definitely a big group effort, starting with our administrators, Ms. Paveo and Mrs. Coria, and our members of our math committee, which would include myself and Ms. D'Ambrosio, who's our math specialist, first grade teachers, Miss Breaker and Mrs. Alvanis. Second grade, we had a great trio, Mr. Maris, Mr. Vignon, and Ms. Gonzalez, who worked on the committee, Ms. Farias in third, Mrs. Shirtliff in fourth, Mrs. Aguiar in fifth, and we had some other folks who helped us out. Our paras helped us, Miss Mercy, Mrs. McCabe, Mrs. Sherman. And on math night, we also had Mrs. Deppin, Mrs. O'Lean, and Mrs. Wright. Even our literacy coach got into the action. So we had great activities from addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, some computer-based. Our theme was a carnival, and so lots of our younger grade teachers set up different carnival games where the kids had a chance to practice their math. And I think a good time was had by all. On the way out, we made sure that we gave everybody a goodie bag. It's always nice to have something to take home. And in the bag were some activities that they could do at home and some dice that they could use for their games and some tips on how to, for parents actually, on how to help their children become proficient mathematicians. So we hope you enjoy the pictures. And I would just say that we got a lot of positive comments, and we were happy to have so many people come and join us for such a great math night.
Hello and welcome back to Potter School. This is probably the last time that we will get together this school year, so I just wanted to do a little recap of our end of year activities and a little forecast of something exciting happening next year. So I'm standing in the hallway at Potter School, and along the walls are the artwork of all of our children. Mrs. Beth Netto, our school's art teacher, painstakingly found a piece of artwork from the classes this year for each of our students. So we had 407 pieces of artwork in the annual preschool to grade 12 art show, which was held last week. After the art show, Mrs. Netto brought the artwork back here to Potter School, and she has hung it on the wall so that everyone can enjoy all the artwork. It also shows us all the different skills that the children learn in art class, and it actually makes our walls look beautiful. Next school year, when we reopen our doors, the doors to the new North Dartmouth branch library are also going to be opening. Right next door to Potter School, we'll be able to access this branch for our day-to-day library visits. The branch is located right next door, and we're going to have a path that takes us from the school right to the library and right to the children's wing. And it'll be a great addition to our North Dartmouth community and the community of Potter School. Last summer, the school maintenance department repaved our playground space. In the fall, we anticipated to create some playground play spaces, painting different activities on the playground. The weather didn't cooperate for the day that we selected in the fall. Fingers crossed that on Saturday, May 18th, we'll be transforming our playground spaces, giving our children just a little bit of time by the end of the year to play in these spaces, and then very excited to start our school year with these beautiful play spaces.
Hi, I'm Lori O'Neill, a literacy coach at the CUSHMAN School, and I wanted to share a literacy tip that you might want to try with your incoming pre-K or a kindergarten student this summer. And the good news is it's closely related to something that you're already doing, and that's reading aloud to your child. What we do here is a little bit different. It's called the Emergent Storybook Read. So what happens is teachers read very engaging books again and again and again to your child. The kids start to pick up what is happening in the story and start chiming in, and we allow that. We'll sort of pause as we're reading, and we choose certain kinds of books. So what we want to choose in an emergent storybook is books that are highly engaging, have beautiful language. Think fairy tales, a lot of the books that you already know. We want the pictures to closely match what is going on in the story, so that when kids start to pick up the reading, they can really follow along. That picture is going to guide them. As I said, they're memorable, and there's a lot of times a refrain, so a repeated phrase that happens again and again during the story. It really helps to carry along the reading. And so I'll share just some of the books that we have that the kids really enjoy. You might know Harry the Dirty Dog, and like I said, some of the old favorites like The Three Little Pigs, The Little Red Hen, The Gingerbread Boy, some contemporary stories like The Snowy Day, Corduroy, Owl Babies is a favorite. So all of this really fosters a love of language and books, along with an emergent understanding of how reading works. So enjoy.
Welcome. My name's Darren Doan, principal of Dartmouth Middle School, and I have with me today Mr. Bruce Sylvia, one of our math specialists. Welcome, Bruce.
Thank you.
We'd like to share with you, and we've been very excited this year integrating technology into a lot of our math classes, and Mrs. Sylvia has really been working extremely hard to be proactive and to support our students and to meet their needs. So Sylvia, you want to share a little bit of some of the software math programs that you've been utilizing to support our students?
Of course. We have 4 main math apps that we use. First one is BuzzMath. Second is SumDog. Third is Kahoot. And fourth is Quizzes.
Okay. Are there specific software programs that you use for grade levels, or pretty much integrate all of them into the grade levels?
They integrate all of them into the grade levels. SumDog is more primarily a 6th and 7th grade topic. But the rest go across all 3.
Now, when we talk about integrating technology in regards to math, how are you able to meet the needs of students, meaning differentiate?
Most of these, SumDog and BuzzMath, they can go as low as, SumDog goes as low as kindergarten, and BuzzMath can go as low as 3rd grade. So you can always go back and hit topics that maybe a student struggled with from elementary school, and they go straight up through 8th grade.
Now, for those students who the area of strength is mathematics, I assume there's ways you can challenge those students as well?
Yes. When it comes to BuzzMath, they have challenges, missions. When it comes to SumDog, we can create our own challenges. Kahoots and Quizzes, we make those ourselves, so we can make them as hard or as easy as we want to.
Right. Do you get does this software enable you to kind of get printouts or be able to monitor students on a day-to-day or weekly basis as to how well they're doing?
Yes, everything can be printed out. BuzzMath, you have all kinds of reports that you can print up, everything from where they're at right now, what lesson they're on, how long they spent on lessons. SumDog can give you plenty of reports, how many questions they did correct, what was their accuracy. And then same thing with Kahoots and Quizzes. You can pull up what question they did, what they chose for answers, so it's pretty in-depth.
What are some of the activities that the students they get engaged with to kind of keeps them motivated and energized?
The most fun are when we do Kahoots and Quizzes.
Okay.
Kahoots, we actually broadcast right on the screen. Something like this. Questions get put right up on the screen. This is just the overview of it, but each question will get popped up on the screen, and with the 4 choices, and the kids are just trying to answer as fast as they can. So it is a contest to see who gets it right, and whoever gets it right first gets more points. So it can get kind of competitive. Right. Quizzes, slightly different. Quizzes, similar style. But what Quizzes does is it just displays the leaderboard on the screen. So it's nice, the kids can just see where they are on the leaderboard, and all the questions are on their screen. And it's, once again, a contest. Whoever gets it right first gets the most points. And at the end of the lesson, you get to see who wins.
And we've been real fortunate because not only have Mrs. Sylvia, we have Mr. Buckley, we have Mrs. Sagar, both kind of 2 math specialists. We have a math lab. And we're finding now that, and correct me if I'm wrong, that we do have a number of math teachers as well that have been integrating some of their software into their lessons, correct?
I know Kahoots are definitely used in other classes, and SumDog.
Right. And so, what has it been, like 2 years now that we've been kind of utilizing a lot of that software, you would say?
I would say 2 years of combining all 4. We've been using BuzzMath for about 5, right. SumDog 3 or 4 years, but the Kahoots, last year and this year, we really took off.
Right. Okay. And how much? And again, I know you meet with the math teachers and our director of curriculum, but a lot of what we do, especially within the math specialists, even though you're trying to meet the needs of the students, a lot of that is aligned to state assessment tests as well. Correct?
Yes. STAR tests, MCAS. When we get the data in, especially from the STAR test, it tells us what deficits we need to work on. And we can target specifically on BuzzMath. We can give each child a different lesson to target specifically what they need. And SumDog does that automatically for us. When they take the diagnostic, it tells us where they're at and what skills they need to work on.
Right. And how do you determine? I mean, I have a pretty good grasp of it, but the students that you have within your program, right? What are some of those conversations that you'll have with our math coach as well as Mr. Robidoux, Director of Curriculum, in identifying those students who would benefit from your services as a math specialist?
Well, there's a whole formula I know that Mrs. Brown uses, and Mr. Robidoux, they have the whole formula. We kind of give input on how we see them in the classes, what we feel, like what questions they ask. how independent they are. So that's the feedback we give. The data is the data, so they use all that and they punch it into their formula. But we're more about how they are in the class.
Right. Thank you. So again, we're fortunate enough to have a data team here at the middle school, and again, we monitor our students' progress, and for students that we feel need some additional support, we definitely utilize our math specialists. They've been a tremendous support to those students, as well as collaborating with our math teachers, grades 6 through 8. So Sylvia, we appreciate all you do, and thank you for sharing the programs and software that you have within your program.
Of course. Thank you for having me.